Hi, what's going on guys? It's Almond. Welcome back to another Wizard101 video. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing all the death spell changes coming to Wizard101. Of course, I've already reviewed quite a lot on the channel. I don't know when this is going out, depending on the order of videos I'm uploading. Yeah, I have a lot of things to do. But yeah, it's like 2 a.m. and I'm recording this, so hopefully I don't sound too tired. But anyways, we're going to be reviewing death spells, eventually see the other ones. And you guys can see what my opinions are on these death spells. Are they good, bad? Am I going to be using them at all? We'll find out all that information in today's video. But like I said, if you do enjoy this type of content, leave a like, subscribe, all type of stuff. Join Discord. Appreciate everyone that joins the Discord. There's plenty of guides in there, plenty of nice people. And yeah, I appreciate all you guys that do interact with me in Discord. It means a lot. And don't forget to leave a comment. It helps out with the algorithm. And yeah, hopefully you guys been liking the outro. I don't know, I haven't really gotten much feedback on it, so I'm just gonna assume the outro is fine. So yeah, if you haven't, check out the outro. Anyways, let's start off with some of these spells. We can start off with Wing Sorrow. Now, when I was testing Wing Sorrow in Test Room, it was bugged because the fact is the bottom path, basically it was a 99 round aura. Now, of course, that doesn't sound intentional. So what they're doing is they're adding of course the top path and bottom path, where the top path is going to be like a hit and then a weakness on everybody, or a plague on everybody, and then bottom path, it is literally a hit and a negative aura, which is a minus 65 negative aura for incoming healing, which sounds pretty good for PvP. I'm not gonna lie, obviously depending on who you're fighting, but I feel like this can be some use. But as I said, I don't know if this bottom path is even going to make its way to live realm, because the fact is they have to fix all these issues with some of these auras on some of these spells, which you guys will see in some of the other videos, is that, which I didn't even get to explain in my Storm video because, you know, I had the teasers before Test Room came out. So yeah, all these spells that have auras on them for some reason are just 99 rounds. I don't know what happened on the coding side of things. Maybe they have an explanation for this. I am just finding this out a couple hours ago that because I had to record all my footage, that yeah, it is 99 rounds and they just completely got rid of it from Test Realm. Yeah, but just in general, if it does make its way to live realm, I feel like the bottom path is going to be good for PvP. Maybe I'm just, I don't know, I feel like in my opinion it's solid. 615 damage and a negative aura. I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it, but I feel like it'd be really good. That's just my take. And then of course, just in general for PvE or like advanced content PvE, I'm not going to be using Wing Sorrow. How often am I using Shads? I always have to bring this up. There's other spells to use. Everyone just uses Scarecrow whenever you're questing, right? You're going to be using your AoEs. You're just going to be using Scarecrow. You're going to be using the occasional Deer Knight if you want to be quirky, or someone's going to be using Ship of Fools, or even the Waller with AoEs. That has a lot of AoEs now I think about it. But yeah, you're going to be using that type of stuff. You're not going to wake up one day and be like, hey, I need to use Wing Sorrow on this boss. I just need to, right? Something's telling me we got to go for the Blade Wing Sorrow and then separately kill the minion. I don't know. But yeah, that's my take on Wing Sorrow. Now we move on to Kizma's Curse. Now, of course, Mirage spells all got their changes. For some reason, it's Divide on the top path, which, I'll be honest, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be select target. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that'll be changed eventually. I don't know. Like I said in my previous videos, they should just make them AoEs. That's just my take on them. But yeah, Kizma should just be an AoE top path for PvP or PvE players, I mean. And then of course, bottom path is select target. It's going to do 345 damage and give you 2 death blades that are 45%. Now, I'm pretty sure, if I remember how this works, is if for some reason you wanted to use Kizma's Curse while questing, you can sharpen blade Kizma's Curse and you can get 55 blades. Now, I'll be honest, don't rely on that. Don't be questing and enchanting your Kizma's Curse with the sharpened blade so you can get 55 blade back. No, just no. I know someone's gonna be like, well, what if the boss has like a death shield and I break it with the Kizma's Curse and I get 55 blades back? Well, here's the thing. What if you already have feints on that boss and you just wasted all those feints to get rid of a shield? You know, that type of thing. But yeah, for when it comes to like, you know, PvP, I feel like some people are going to use this. I feel like Death got blessed a little bit in this update, in my opinion. The blades are kind of nice. Just overall, I feel like Kizma Curse is going to be fine, but for advanced content, casual PvE players, don't worry about Kizma's curse so much. It's gonna be just sitting there unless you want to be quirky. That is realistically it. Now we move on to the Scion. Everyone got their Scion changed, but Scion of Death, of course, same premise, same gimmick. It's gonna have its tiers, as well as it's gonna be doing more damage on its conditionals. Conditionals will be doing more damage, of course, so be on the lookout for that. There's not much to say about this because it's not like it got like a path C or something. It didn't get something really interesting. All I did was just increase the damage of the conditional, which is realistically when you're going to be using the spells. I don't really think you will be using these spells without the conditional, unless like you get hard countered in PvP. It's like your last resort type thing, or in PvE you're really not using them, I'll be honest, unless like you're trying to go for 1 in a mil and do 2 million damage with the Scion and then go 1 million health back. I don't know. I don't know, but that's realistically all I can think about. But you're not really using a strat of like, hey, let me use Scion of Death on, I don't know, Loon Knight. You're just not. You're just not. Yeah, that's really all I can say about Scion of Death. Just hey, more damage, and we got tears. That's realistically all I can really say about the Scions in this place. Now we move on to Snack Attack. Now Snack Attack didn't get any changes to its top path. Is basically the same. You're pushing a negative charm. So if you have a negative charm on you, let's just say a -80, right? -90 Efreet type thing. You can push that negative charm to the enemy. And as well as you'll do damage. So it's kind of interesting. Don't know how often I'll be using a push negative charm. And it's not like you can push a dispel. I mean, that's not gonna work unless it's like a dispel other than your own school. Then yeah, maybe you can probably push it. But yeah, all I did was just add it tier 4, tier 5. You're not really using Snack Attack unless you wanted to see the animation or be quirky, as always. But for the bottom path, they changed it. It is no longer 2 shads, it is 1 shad. And then of course, it's no longer steal 1 blade. So you're actually stealing the blade now before the hit. Right now in live round, of course, at the time of recording this, they have it as hit and then you steal a blade. So if you are now doing mirrors, right, for example, and let's say you are fighting a death and he has death blades, or just in general someone uses spirit blade in PvP and you know, there's a death blade according to there, you can steal it and then use it for your hit. So that's kind of interesting to see now. And it's stealing 4, so it steals 4 separate blades. Pretty interesting to see. So it's no longer just 1, now it's 4. So they're kind of converting that chat into more towards the utility of this spell. And of course it is a select target spell, so you can theoretically steal 4 blades on each separate target, which would be a nice gimmick for a boss, like having more blades, and just like having a boss that gives you cards that give you blades that aren't certain percentages and you have to like steal them to do damage. Hey, Snack Attack might see some use, but that's just all being theoretical. That's probably not gonna happen. But yeah, there you go. There's Snack Attack as a whole. You guys let me know what you guys think of Snack Attack. Now we move on to Grim Reader. Now Grim Reader did get some changes just in general, for just this tier 1 all the way to tier 5 up to the top path. It's no longer chromatic weaknesses. They just gave it 2 -25 weaknesses on the target, and of course the damage is still the same. Other than like, of course, you know, tier 4, tier 5 is gonna be increased, but yeah, it's kind of just straightforward for the top path, and we'll have to see how many people are gonna be using Grim Reader. I'm not gonna be really using Grim Reader, just in general, as always, for casual PvE sake. But for the bottom path, what they decided to do was they lowered the damage, as well as they increase the weakness percentage. So instead of it being 35, it is now 40. But at that cost is what they're also doing is they're nerfing the damage a bit. I'll be honest, I'm pretty sure people will still use Grim Reader in PvP just because it's just been a staple for death. I've always seen it in matches that I've watched, and you know, who knows if people will still use it. But just like I said, it's 2 -40 chromatic negative charms. It's just so good, right? And max tier is doing 600 damage. That's still a good amount. It's 100 per pip if you think about it, and then on top of that you're also getting negative charms. Yeah, it's just a really good spell. But as I stated in the earlier part of this video, am I using this in advanced content when it comes to like PvE stuff, like rematches and stuff? No, that's just a flat answer to you guys. If I'm just being genuine, it's kind of just gonna be sitting there, doing its own thing. But yeah, it's Grim Reader. That's Grim Reader chat. That is Grim Reader. And then lastly, we move on to Lulu. Now Lulu got its change, its well-deserved change. So now it is a drain, which has always been, but it also puts a negative aura on the enemy. But in test realm, I wasn't able to test this because you can't even add this to your deck. It is just banned on test realm. I'm assuming once they fix these auras being 99 rounds for some reason, then we'll actually see the spell not being banned. But for now, the spell is going to be banned till they fix it. Yeah, but still, it's going to be a hit and put a negative aura on the enemy. And of course, it is select target, so hey, if you want to hit multiple targets and put auras on them, that's going to be good. Now, surprise, surprise, I can actually see this being used in advanced content. Now, if you have enemies that are going to be doing a lot of damage, the fact is you can put 4 negative auras on the enemies. That sounds absurd. Now this is just assuming the case of it not devaluing the aura. Now I don't know if the select target, because I can't really test this, right? We're just going based upon how the spell's written. But sometimes with select target spells is they'll like lower the value of certain things. So what I'm hoping for is if Lulu works as I'm reading this, it is going to, like, you know, break a shield. Of course, you get some health back, but it would put up 4 negative auras, assuming there's 4 enemies. That sounds really good if you're trying to evade a lot of damage. So yeah, maybe time will tell. I can actually see this being used if it's working like how I'm thinking it is. But yeah, really couldn't test it because aura banned. It was working like the first couple days of test round, but as you guys know, I was busy with college, busy with other things. Didn't get really time to test it, but yeah, I can see some use behind this just for advanced content, just like negate some damage. But that's realistically it. For PvP players, I don't know. Honestly, I really can't say. But it's going to be annoying because if you want the spell limit, you got to do PvP. That's the only issue with these Darkmoor spells, because there's not an actual place to farm these Darkmoor spells. They're just adding 1 tier, and it's going to cost you 1 spell limit. So you have to complete 1 PvP match to tier it up. Yeah, that's realistically it. But those are the spells for death. You guys let me know your thoughts and opinions on the death spells. Comments down below. And let me know if there's any other videos you guys want to see on the channel. I'm going to eventually go over all the spells and then do the gauntlet and everything like that. It's just that you're going to be seeing a lot of videos today. Not much I can do about it, but that's because I was busy. So that is it for me. Leave a like, subscribe, all that type of stuff. Join Discord, leave a comment, etc. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.